wanted to do, but I've never wanted to put anybody through doing it.
Nah, it's fine. Anyway.
Alright.
Ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
Sure.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Analytical Fanboys. I am your host and picker for this invaluable evening, Boingo Ryder, and with me are these two chuckle fucks. Say hello, chuckle fucks.
Hi, I'm Buster. I'm the one who was supposed to pick something, but something happens, now we're doing Boingo's pick.
If you want more
Hi,
information
I'm-
on that, we got a blog post on the YouTube page.
Yeah. Hopefully it should be coming out with this episode. If it's not there, wait.
Wait forever.
Yeah, wait forever. That's Cody.
Hi, I'm Snowcone83, and I am with you always. That's it.
So fellas, boyos, guyos,
Yep.
we are diving in to what is probably one of the biggest cult classic things to have ever existed. I decided we were going to watch season 1 of Twin Peaks.
And I was scared when you mentioned this because I've never watched the David Lynch thing until now. This is like the first David Lynch thing I've ever watched. I know his name, but I've only now realized what his like style is, like what Lynchian mean, what people say when they mean this is a Lynchian production, you know? I legit I purposely tried to only do research by just looking at his Letterboxd page. That's all I ever did. Like that's all I did. I didn't do any wiki deep dives. I didn't like check out like what he's doing now. I just like, all right, let's let the show speak for himself and let me read this little blurb on his Letterboxd. And I'll be honest, wasn't feeling it at first, but by the end I was like, no, I like the show.
For people who are unaware, Twin Peaks was a
Show.
It was a show. Aired on ABC in 1990.
And a movie.
Movie. It's a show, it's a movie, it's a revival show, and
Audio
several books.
Yeah, but we're just talking about season 1.
We're just talking about season 1. We're not even talking about Firewalk with Me.
Yeah.
But Twin Peaks is a genre blending show that starts off as a simple murder mystery and evolves into a surreal horror soap opera melodrama murder mystery comedy.
That's one way to put it.
I busted a gut several times in this.
Yeah, it's a funny show. Like there's just some silly ass moments that would just be like, "Yep, all right, this is happening."
But yep. And I wanted to pick it just because so many things that I like are heavily influenced by it.
Yeah.
And at this point in time, it's like, okay, I need to go to the text. I need to go to like, what is this all thing about that made so many artists and creatives that I like want to emulate it?
Yeah, I know Gravity Falls was a big one that was inspired by Twin Peaks. That's an obvious one.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh yeah, you can kind of see it.
No, there's literally a scene where they copy 1-to-1 what happened.
Oh, is that in a later season, or am I probably just forgetting?
No, no, it's from the Red Room. We'll talk about it.
Oh, the Red Room. Oh, Red Room scene. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, Cody.
Would I be incorrect in assuming that maybe most modern like SCP stuff maybe a little bit pulled from Twin Peaks, or does SCP predate Twin Peaks?
No, SCP is way after Twin Peaks, and yeah, Twin Peaks is definitely an influence on that. And on the note of SCP, Control, Alan Wake.
Yeah, Alan Wake 100%. Deadly
Premonition. Like, it is a huge influence on a ton of Japanese media. Persona.
Yeah.
Literally, the Velvet Room is
the Red Room, yeah.
It's just the Red Room from Twin Peaks. And, like, you see... It is like seeing the code in the Matrix.
Yeah. And honestly, like as I said, I wasn't really feeling it at first, but like I kind of find that really interesting, like how like despite like so this show, at least the first season, has a very much a lack of answers, and I'm surprised like people like kept up with it back in the 90s. I don't know, maybe it's just the way the audiences now are like kind of like made to like watch TV. trained to watch TV. It's like we always have answers, but I was kind of like impressed of like, it wasn't like probably the most popular show, but people liked this back then.
I mean, back then there was a lot of stuff that like it needed other thing. Like if it was gonna be big, it either needed to like keep you engaged, which the time span back then would be like it's air. I don't even know what if Twin Peaks was like a weekly show or not.
It was basically what happened was a show got cut short a half a season, so ABC needed something to fill the time slot, and so that's where Twin Peaks kind of came in. That's why the first season is only 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Because it was only filling in a half a season.
Okay,
And
so
as
then
far as I'm aware, it was pretty popular.
yeah, so then it's even for like another decade or so, its ability to spread around and for people to watch it and like consume it would only have to be you physically going out and going to like physically rent the movie or like watch it on television or TiVo it or DVR it. So it for it to be popular back then or for anything to be popular and keep you engaged, like keep you on the edge of your seat and like keeping questions
Yeah.
unanswered was kind of like a good way to do that.
Yeah, but
Outside
now
of just like the general quality.
And
yeah.
plus, on the never answering questions thing, a big part of Twin Peaks is, I wouldn't want to call it parody, but the
Subversion?
the up to 11 soap opera-ness.
Oh yeah, like the teen drama, especially the teen drama subplot is like very schmaltzy here.
But like it's meant to be like very big melodramatic soap opera kind of thing. And speaking of that, there's a soap opera within the soap opera that is also heavily referenced every fucking where.
Yeah. Oh boy.
Like, let me put it to you this way: while I was doing some like cursory research on just like, oh, what was the cultural zeitgeist of Twin Peaks at the time, there were several SNL sketches on Twin Peaks as it was airing.
Several.
Yeah, and Kyle MacLachlan was in some of them.
Oh.
Like,
I mean, not to like knock on that being evidence that it was popular. I mean, it definitely is evidence that it was popular, but like, if there was gonna be a feature guest on like SNL at any time, that it's pretty common for them to like put that person in that thing as a direct parody. They did it with Harry Potter. They did it with damn it, dude, it was just there. Why could I only remember the Harry
Yeah, but
Potter one?
it's a common thing to get the actor from the thing you're parodying.
Yeah,
they did
play
Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
Kylo Ren.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was actually a fun skit back in the day. The undercover boss Kylo Ren skit.
Mm-hmm. No, that's probably one of my favorites. I like Star Wars.
Yeah, but yeah, I guess I could talk about like my experience kind of watching this. So like at first, we're introduced to like this Dale Cooper guy, and like he's coming here to solve the mystery, to find like what happened to like Laura Palmer's killer.
To find who killed Laura Palmer.
Yeah,
and also coincidentally, the people who victimized the one girl who walked over the train tracks. I can't remember her name, but like she was also implicated in the case.
Okay. Wait, that girl died, right? Or is she injured? Or...
She's in the hospital. Ronette Pulaski.
Ronette Pulaski. Okay.
She's in a coma, basically.
All right, a whole season coma.
Yeah, she's in a coma the whole season.
So it's like I am okay. Here's the thing you gotta know about me. I am terrible watching 40-minute episode shows. I so it was a bit struggle at first, but once like a couple episodes in, I think it was before the Red Room scene or like after the Red Room scene. I forgot, but like where I just kind of stopped caring about the mystery because I kind of figured, okay, this mystery is going all over the place. There's so many damn layers to this. I can't follow this right now. I'm just going to enjoy these characters and these vibes and just like, okay, what I'm gonna enjoy scene to scene instead of trying to like pick apart the mystery. And that when I realized that, my enjoyment of the show skyrocketed, and I just enjoyed the each scene as its own little strange thing, a little vignette of this town.
That's fair.
Like, of course, I'm not saying the mystery is bad. It's not a bad mystery. Like, I mean, I haven't finished it yet. I don't know if there's an actual answer yet or whatever. But
there is.
Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. This is one of the things I kind of like heard about Twin Peaks. Did Bob Iger, because he was like a producer at ABC, did he like screw over Twin Peaks somehow, like in season 2?
Not as far as I'm aware, maybe with time slots, but I think the big thing is like they did some reveals and people were like, all right, cool, I'm satisfied and clocked
Uh,
out.
oh, okay. Yeah, and I also heard something about like David Lynch didn't want to reveal the killer like initially. I don't know
Yeah.
who the killer is yet, but like, all right. Probably for the best they're covering just season 1 then. But anyway, so yeah, I've kind of like I just enjoyed the show scene by scene, little vignette by vignette, and there's some good sets here. Like I think what helps it is that there's a like each character has like like is very like big personality, big over the top. Like they're like there's not there maybe there's a couple weak links, but like even if there is a weak link on screen, there's a big like personality on screen as well. So yeah, what are your favorite characters, Boingo?
Honestly, Cooper's one of the best characters of all time.
Yeah, he does have like he has a good everyman, but like in a like a nice way. I don't know how to explain it.
But like the more you watch him, the more you realize, oh, this is the perfect detective for this mystery because he is just as unhinged.
Yeah, like he is comparatively an everyman, but he still has some like I mean, the dude thought he got like a hint to the mystery by dreaming, and like just dreaming, just like oh my dreams they gave me the answer and shit,
I
and
mean,
like
here's
that
the thing: he's not wrong.
yeah
Yeah, it was. I like that. I like the specific scene where they. Well, I guess to back up for a second, my knowledge of Twin Peaks is almost akin to like my knowledge of Kamen Rider, um, because with Boingo Rider being one of my best friends throughout my entire life, I've always heard of this thing. But and I've heard details from it and experienced parts of it. Uh, and so I had like always been forming an opinion about it. I know now I've not truly or I never truly understood what it actually was. Because I've always been the type of like, oh well, don't tell me too much, but I'll hear about characters or like my friend Lydia back when I used to share a school with Boingo Rider here. When I was in the ceramic studio, pretty much 24/7, we would always change off on who would play music on the stereo. And whenever Lydia would put it on, she would put on this soundtrack to Twin Peaks. So I got so motherfucking familiar with the soundtrack to Twin Peaks that I was a fan long before I had watched any like true anything. And I've always been a fan of Kyle MacLachlan. But I did not realize how odd and strange and zany the show could be or the show would get. And I had seen the first episode. I can't remember why I watched it, but like, I thought we actually had to watch it for the show's previous. Because I watched the first episode and only the first episode. And it wasn't that long ago, but I can't remember why I did it. I know I wanted to start. I've always like wanted to watch Twin Peaks, but anyways, after getting through the first episode, I watched it twice for this. Starting to figure out how everything was really laid out and how truly out there it could be. I think I'm probably like locked in forever now as well. Um,
yeah like
just
I mentioned this. I actually did want to continue like into season 2 like right after, but I'm like no, I gotta like hold off. I don't want to like form a bigger opinion on the show right now. I just want to cover season 1 here. So like
I
you got
mean,
us hooked, Boingo.
yeah, I mean, here's the thing. This is so much my shit, because I love things that are like low budget, high concept.
Yeah.
it
And
doesn't
like
feel very low budget, especially for the night.
it doesn't
Yeah.
feel low budget, but like you pay attention, it is heavily reused sets, rarely filming on location, like consistent bottled like constrained filming, and anything that's weird is super easy to do. Like it's budget is the wrong way to put it. It's like they understand their economy of scale and they're able to use it super effectively.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Like they have their sets and by god they're going to use them.
Well, like the effect on what's his name? Not the cousin, but
The also real quick, we're gonna say
Beast in
this.
Reverse.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna mention this. this is a show from the 90s, so there are some things that today we would consider distasteful. They exist. We'll move on. The man with dwarfism in the Red Room.
Yeah, that's a
Well, I mean, mostly it's just the way they refer to the character.
Okay. Like
the character himself is like well done. He is a interesting, mysterious figure who's not the butt of any jokes. It's just they refer to him with the M word, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, it's smack dab in the 90s. Like, unless they're being derogatory, like,
yeah.
it's
And
just,
that's why
I mean,
I say
I get what you're saying.
it's not something that's bad about the show. It's something that's like distasteful now.
Yeah.
You know? But yeah, no. The Red Room, the fucking moment when the show fully reveals its hand to an extent.
Yeah, that was oh boy, that was like that. I think I mentioned how like around the Red Room scene, I'm either after or before it, like I was getting hooked, and the Red Room was like, all right, like I think I'm on board now, because if it's willing to just pull this at the end of an episode, then you know what, I think I have some, at least I have respect for this show for going there, you know.
Now imagine that airing in the 90s and you knew you had to wait, and there is no like oh shit, let me Google let me check out some high quality videos of this, or let me look at this, or let me do this, or let me just
You just have to
immediately know
stew
more.
in your thought about
There's
what
no
the hell
Twitter,
that was.
there's no Reddit for you to freak out with other people online. You had to just hope that another person in the office was going to be by the water cooler that you could go like, what the fuck was that about?
Yeah, you just have to stew in your thought.
Or hoped somebody taped it.
Oh.
Yeah, just like rewind it, yeah.
Yeah, because for the 90s, I mean, damn, yeah. People, even Blockbuster was like tough to like rent stuff, and if it was airing on television, it wasn't in Blockbuster until like a year later sometime.
Yeah, because VHS releases were slow.
And the thing is, they never refer to it back again in season 1. It's like, no, it was a dream and it happened and it's confusing and it informs everything, but they never go back there. And that's fascinating.
It's just it's so crazy that this one-off scene just inspired so many creators, but also just like is one of the most memorable parts of the show.
Just technically wasn't even planned.
There's no more. Well, because from what Madison was telling me, my girlfriend was telling me, was there's a, well, I don't know if I don't want to spoil anything for Buster since we're not talking about any of the other extra stuff. But I thought we did later.
We do later in season 2.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we're just talking season 1. Why was it not planned?
Okay, so unsure of the possibility of Twin Peaks being a success internationally, they asked David Lynch, and he obliged by making a alternate ending to the pilot to make it a complete story with a beginning, a middle, and an end.
All right.
This is often called the international pilot, and those scenes were of the one-armed man reciting the poem, Dale Cooper and the sheriff, I can't remember his name, the sheriff going in and finding Bob, him reciting all that stuff and getting a flash forward 25 years in the future of the Red Room. David Lynch liked those scenes enough, he wanted to reuse them in the actual show.
Oh.
So it contextually changed the show.
Yes. Same thing with Bob himself. He was an accident.
Yeah.
If you pay attention in episode 1, the pilot, when Laura Palmer's mother like wakes up from a nap and like screams her head off, in the mirror above her, you will see a man hiding. That is the man who plays Bob. He was a set dresser for David Lynch, but David Lynch liked that so much, he was like, all right, you're now a cast member and are one of the big mysteries of the show.
Damn. That's crazy. I mean, like, I feel like people over-exaggerate how much media these days needs to be planned. And because then you won't get stuff like this where it's like, oh, these little coincidences or these little production things just added up to make this thing even more iconic and more like better. Like, I don't know. I just see so many people like talk about Star Wars again, because of course we're going to talk about Star Wars. Everyone like talks about like the biggest problem with the sequel trilogy is like they weren't planned. It's like, no, that's not the reason they were bad. Or like you guys don't like them.
They didn't communicate.
They communicate. It's a whole different thing. It's a whole different thing.
Not to open up the reference to Star Wars too much, I will say that like when having the ability to creatively change, pivot, and let something else bloom out could be one thing. It's fine to have that be a very good skill, and it could show us some of the best art out there. Having also the ability to properly plan things out, or there's nothing wrong
It's
with doing either,
yeah.
and people can be good at both, or some could be good at one or the other. For me, for the whole Star Wars thing, I think it's more of like, if you're starting from scratch with nothing and you play it fast and loose, it doesn't really matter where it goes as long as you keep the storytelling. If you're playing in a world with preset rules, that's a little bit different, especially if there's like a fuck ton of other time
That's
and
fair.
other
Okay.
media going up
Anyway,
too.
back to Twin Peaks. I'm sorry for opening
Yeah.
up the can of worms. It's just been on my mind for a bit, but like yeah, that's really cool to know about like that. The Red Room was basically just we needed an international ending for the pilot, and oh, let's reuse that set.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
and
reuse that footage.
yeah, fruit. Oh,
Oh, doesn't that
Uh,
set exist in a 1-to-1 scale in Jacksonville
Possibly. I don't know.
at the Sunset Theater?
I haven't been at the Sunset. I haven't worked there. Let me check. I can Google foo.
yeah, Google Foo.
I know Lydia went there and it's somewhere.
And what else about Twin
They might have
Peaks?
closed.
I do
Yeah.
kind of.
Just a small detail I just want to bring up real quick, just because I think it's fun. The one scene where Dale Cooper and the sheriff are figuring out some clues and they get called, and Dale Cooper goes like, "All right, let's go do that," and then just grabs the sheriff's nose. It's just fun and adorable.
Oh, I
Yeah,
laughed at that. I laughed at that, like, legitimately.
there's a lot of like quirky little movements the characters do, or just yeah, they just add a lot to like the whole thing.
And I don't know, man. Just the setting really adds to it. I think it's just one of those things to where, like, if the person who's in charge creatively loves details, understands like what layer, like how good layering can be, and like if there's just like it feels like there's a lot to eat if you really want to get into. If you go back through the episodes and experience some things, it feels like there's
Yeah,
a lot of like like who knows, and there's also a lot of like I actually knew the whole time. And anything like that is, I guess, good. I do appreciate anything that lets me like really dig in and figure stuff out, and like there's stuff going on in the background or like intentional decisions being made with that. Um,
yeah,
I don't know. Like I haven't finished it, unfortunately. I thought we were only doing 4 episodes. But so even now, my opinion of it will probably be different by the time I get.
Mhm.
Well, I plan on going all the way. I'm not going to read the books, which Maddie has, but I will probably listen to the audio thing, voiced by the actress.
mhm.
Yeah. I mean, you can always ask Maddie about other things in the books, you know.
Yeah. If you want that extra context.
I try not to ask too many questions as I'm going.
Yeah, because they might slip.
Yeah, and also the show might answer them itself, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I'm like every time like I'm watching, me and Maddie are watching something that I've seen before. She's always like, "What happens like this?" And I'm like, "Who knows? Maybe we'll find out." Or especially if it's something that we will watch, I'm like, "There's only one way to know."
There's only one way to know. Yeah. Um,
Uh,
I'm sorry for talking very general about this. That's just kind of how I feel about Twin Peaks. We're just like getting into the details. Kind of like it doesn't hurt my brain. It just gets a little much, and I don't want to get lost in the sauce. And I'm still like very new to this, so
yeah.
it's like
There
yeah,
there's a lot of bits and bobs running through the whole thing.
yeah. A lot of
And
infidelity. A lot of people cheating on other people.
uh, like
Yeah,
there's an
that
entire
very strange
relationship
amount of
web.
that.
Well, I mean, that's fundamentally a theme of the show is the duality of people and how inner workings don't always reflect the outer workings.
Yeah. I mean that's
Like,
the entire thing, like kind of like main theme of the Laura Palmer case.
yeah, Laura Palmer seemed to be this all-American girl, homecoming queen, but she had mental health issues and drug problems and a large thing that people were unaware of. And oh, everybody has something like that because they are all people reflective of the world, you know.
Yee.
We talked a little bit about Dale Cooper, fun character, good guy, some of the best fucking lines. Like, even before I've watched this show, I quoted Damn Fine Cup of Coffee
Yeah.
regularly.
Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a good one.
Um, Talked a little bit about the sheriff. Sheriff's a fun character.
Yeah. Aren't there multiple sheriffs or
There's deputies, but there's one
deputy?
sheriff.
Oh, okay. I get that confused there.
There is a difference between a police department and a sheriff's.
Gotcha.
Biggest difference for people who are unaware: polices often are in city limits. Sheriffs are countywide.
Yeah.
And often small towns don't have a police force and just sheriffs.
Yep. It's common where me and Cody grew up.
Yeah, unfortunately, Palaca is not mystical enough to be like Twin Peaks. It's just mostly men.
No.
Yeah. But
I mean, there's plenty of drugs in Twin Peaks.
yeah, there is.
You're right, and we got to stop the motherfuckers who were smuggling it in.
I just love how, because it's in the Pacific Northwest, like, Canada is such a big plot element.
Yeah, there's little plot elements of like the U.S. and Canada borders where it's like we got to get this guy over to the U.S. border so we can arrest him. Like yeah, it is interesting. Like, okay, I'm not. Do people talk with Canadian accents in this show? I couldn't tell.
No, Jacques Renault doesn't, which is the main Canada character
All
we
right.
deal with.
Well, I mean, that's not a make or break thing. It's just a thing. I'm just curious about.
Well, not every Canadian sounds
Yeah, true.
1000% Canadian.
Yeah. I guess it's a stupid question to ask. I'm sorry.
Nah, you're fine.
Yeah.
Those fucking moose jockeys up there sound like a bunch of nice people.
Yeah. But yeah, I think did we? Yeah, I'm
We
trying to
covered
think.
a lot.
Yeah.
Now I'm just kind of going through fun characters that are like just fun to talk about. We had Dr. Jacoby.
And the doctor.
I did not like Dr. Jacoby from the very first scene. So
Yeah, that's one of the weirdo doctors who was like, there's a lot of weirdo doctors, but like,
and I mean, again, another sign of the times. He is what was at the time a very common stereotype about therapists or what's the other one? It's therapist and psychologist.
Psychologist.
Just that kind of stuff of taking advantage of their patients. That was a common stereotype at the time.
Oh,
very harmful.
One fun thing to pull away from Jacoby for a second. Laura Palmer's mom in that first scene, she gets I'm not sure. I don't think it's heroin, but she gets drugged to deal with quotation mark hysteria, otherwise known as like severe anxiety back then. Like that's something that we used to regularly do when they talked about hysteria, which was just really like people being upset. That was a regular practice up until that point. Like it's not even like a timepiece per se. That was normal in the '90s. It's interesting to see how close that was. But yeah, for Jacoby in that very first scene, whenever he introduces himself, he's got his hand to his thigh, and his finger is underneath the hula girl's skirt, and he's like rubbing underneath the skirt.
Yeah, a lot of weirdos. A lot of.
I mean, like I posted on social media earlier today, like dude's a fucking creep, but he got some drip.
Yeah. That's kind of like most of the characters in the show. The fashion in the show is pretty solid. Even if a character is like doing some frick boy shit,
Yeah.
I liked Audrey. Audrey's like an interesting character. Like that's also another thing of like, oh, she's trying to get with the adult male. That hasn't really aged well. And that hasn't aged well any time. I don't know. That's
but I mean the best part about
modernly, but it's
yeah.
But the thing is, Dale Cooper is like no.
Yeah, like he is very firm. Hey, nah, don't, no, don't stop it. Yeah, and like there is that cliffhanger at the end of season 1 where she's like, "Oh, your dad's coming in to the brothel," and it's like, "Uh-oh, I wonder how that's gonna turn out."
Yep.
That's kind of part of the reason I was like, "What the heck? That's a crazy cliffhanger." Besides, what actually happens at the end of season 1 with Dale.
Yeah.
I'm very like that's part of the reason where it's like I gotta see what happens next, and like
just
even
a
if
lot of good fun thing storytelling wise,
like there's a lot of layers, but there's a lot. Those layers gives us a lot to appreciate. Like even if like everything's like kind of tangled up in this mess of relationships and drugs and
I mean, like Cody was saying earlier, it is very much a watch it, rewatch it kind of show to go like, what did I miss?
Yeah, I think I might have to rewatch season 1 before I head to season 2, just because it's like I probably missed I only watched every episode once, so it's like I need to I want to rewatch it to see what I miss and just and that's a pretty valuable in any kind of media, just rewatching it. Your enjoyment of it grows with every rewatch, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what I
Like,
say. If it gives you something to do, it gives you food to eat.
Yeah. Like this one 8 episode season can last you a good couple weeks.
And that's another reason why not always having like while I'll appreciate a nice like beginning, middle, and end, like I have a story to tell and this is it, done. I also will always appreciate the element of storytelling where it's like, no, the whole point in there being nothing is for it to be you thinking about it. You talk about it with your friends. What do y'all think happened?
Yeah.
it's very much experiential art where it's less about the plot and more about, hey, this is a thing that happened in here. What do you think it means? What do you think it represents? What does it make you feel?
Yeah.
Kind
And
of.
not to harp on the same point I did a week or so ago, but it, it's just another reason why I hate like the common trend of like directors and like developers and stuff like that, like swinging back in after a story's already done, and I'm like, wow, I love that story so much, and I'm thinking about it right now, and they're like, by the way, here's a bunch of details that we're just going to clear up for everyone, uh,
Yeah.
because we said so, and I'm just like, man, like I guess for canon, but I
I
mean, man,
mean,
it feels messy. It's just like that's like the lowest form of like outside lore.
Yeah. Just a tweet or some bullshit like that. I don't know.
Yeah.
here's the thing. Some creatives who have taken major influence from Twin Peaks toe the line a lot better, I think. Like we were talking about Remedy works earlier, Control,
Yeah.
Alan Wake. Sam Lake knows how to play the game. He knows how to give a little bit more of concrete answers without giving the game away, you know?
Without
Mhm.
devaluing your experience.
Mm-hmm. In a similar way, I think Alex Hirsch did something very similar with Gravity Falls.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe just because
it builds
Gravity
up very
Falls.
good.
Yeah, maybe just because Gravity Falls is a kid's cartoon. Ultimately, I feel like that's more. There's more concrete answers to
There's
it,
more
or maybe
concrete answers, but like they let things linger the way he wants them to linger. You know what I mean?
yeah, for the mystery. Yeah.
I
I
think
don't know.
Hilda has a good bit of like mystery to it, but I think it's more of a. It might be less connected, but some of the
Yeah.
influence is still felt even there. If you're familiar with Hilda, the Netflix
Oh,
series.
the Netflix cartoon.
Mhm.
Yeah.
The one
I,
that's like all based around like North folklore and everything.
Yeah, well, it's based off of Hilda, the book, but yeah, it's
Yeah.
based.
Well,
that'd be good.
that's where they take a lot of influence from.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Also,
it is interesting to see what creators have taken which bits of Twin Peaks they like. Where it's is it the vibes? Is it the mystery? Is it the
mhm.
dreamlike sequences? It's maybe all of the above. Who knows?
Yeah, because that's this is probably one of the better pieces of like popular surrealist art. Because Cody, we're art guys. We went to school for this shit. We know that surrealism and absurdism are really good artistic tools, but like there is a certain ceiling to getting a general public audience on board.
Yeah, like there's always there's always like a bar or a line, but the line is almost dependent on the viewer to begin with. But I still feel that even with those rules, or however you view that statement, even with that being a thing out there where like it all depends on the viewer, there still is, I think Twin Peaks might be a good, what would you say, like a good
Oh,
representation of that, yeah, a good representation of having a more broader spread with more, I guess, tied down, more directed vibes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I mean, like you can get like the random like I put a banana on the wall or pouring blood over myself, but like at this point now, like even the blood over myself thing isn't like viewed as shocking. It's more of like, oh yeah, okay, oh, neat. But I don't know. I mean, I definitely agree with that. There is only so much you can go. 'Cause once you just start going at it, like unless you really, really, really are nuanced with it,
Mhm.
you're just like going beyond for kind of no more. It's
Like, this
almost
is like
like excess gore in video games.
this is like a couple steps below the furry teacup.
Sure.
Furry teacup is like a lot of something a lot of people can't deal with. This is like good couple clicks below that.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
oh no, I know what you're talking about. Damn.
Yeah, furry teacup.
I just think that's a funny string of words.
I don't know if I like. I mean, whatever. You know,
yeah. I'm not like
I had
again.
to
I'm
like
not.
hyper analyze that thing for ceramics, and like
Yeah.
that's a fine thing. It's like the Nork or whatever, like what do they call like
That's a furry teacup, by the way, Buster.
It's a literal furry teacup. Okay. Anyway, do we want to wrap up?
We can, but I'm
sure.
just, there's a lot of things we can keep talking about.
Yeah, there's a lot, but like I kind
set
of feel
design's
like,
great.
yeah.
I think Buster
Immaculate
wants to go.
I think Buster wants to go.
No. I mean, like, I have a thing in a few minutes, but like, also, it's just like I don't want to like give away too much, especially because we're very early. You know, this isn't early. We might talk about it in like later components, like of like.
I definitely feel like I don't want to force us to watch season 2 and the return. I would rather us like digest that in our own time and like
and then we can come back in components.
Yeah, in like 1 year's time, we have like all right, we're fucking talking about Twin Peaks again.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But like, this is just kind of like a recommendation of like, or a recommendation, just a little. What does the impact mean? Like us finally getting, like me and Cody at least, finally getting to experience this. I mean, I guess Boingo's also experiencing this like, for the first time.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I watched Twin Peaks. It's very much a
excuse.
Oh, that's where that came from. Oh, that's where that came from. Oh, that's where you got that.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, I'm glad I did ultimately come around to enjoying this show, even if I don't think my enjoyment's as in depth as others. But like, who knows? Maybe season 2 and the return and the movie will change that. I'm actually very excited to see the movie. I don't know why.
Season 1, the movie. Season 2, the return. Right?
No, it's season 1, season 2,
season 2.
The movie,
then Fire Walk with Me, and
which is
then
the movie
2017.
Yeah, the return, which I'm surprised like Twin Peaks returned to 2017. I feel like I would have heard more about that. But...
Michael Cera's in it.
Yeah, Michael Cera is in it.
Oh, Michael Cera. Okay. Oh, I'm actually interested.
Yeah.
Michael Cera is actually Laura Palmer.
No, we've said a lot of little things about Twin Peaks. Twin Peaks good. Give it a shot if you haven't already. Yeah. There is a lot of meat on the bone to just think about. And
only did the tip of the iceberg.
We barely tipped the iceberg. It is like we dipped our pinky finger in, and barely at that. Like,
yeah, we mostly just talked about like how was it as a show and like the cultural impact around it, I guess.
And there's a ton of plot lines we didn't even get to. The mill, the department store, One-Eye Jacks, like,
yeah,
so many minutia that's just like,
again, there's so much going on in this show. It's crazy.
So Buster, why don't you tell people your general thoughts, like just general umbrella.
My thoughts
on the show, yes.
Okay, I think I already gave my general thoughts. I don't know.
All right, Cody.
But I think he was wanting a closing statement.
Yeah.
Oh, closing. Twin Peaks.
For closing statements.
Okay. Twin Peaks, good. I liked it. It took me a while to get into it, but when I got into it, I got really into it. So. Even if like I need to rewatch some episodes, like fully immerse myself and fully like get it at least in my perspective. I don't know.
Snowco.
Still in said bathroom. 2 minutes. 1 minute.
Okay.
30 seconds. Just say one more line.
We'll just give him a minute.
Is bro in the bathroom? Like recording this in the bathroom?
Bro in the bathroom taking a piss. Taking the piss. Hey, guess what? Live piss cast just for you, the audience.
I think. Has Cody done this before? I don't know.
He's done it to me before several times.
I have a wireless headset. How dare you? I mean, I would walk with my controller countless times to the bathroom.
Like
to pee.
literally, there
at least wash your hands.
There have been times. Yeah,
thank God.
There have been times when I would be talking on the phone to Cody, and he would just go, "Hold on, wait a second, I need to take a shit." And he would just keep talking to me.
That's crazy.
No, well, you've been in my house, and we've had conversations between the bathroom doors.
Yeah.
Because of how small my house used to be.
Cody is locked in.
Cody is locked in conversations with friends. No poop will get in the way unless It is about to see a Tom Cruise movie.
Listen, many a time have me and Jake been playing PlayStation or Xbox or whatever, and a game will end. We'll both go to the bathroom, not say a single word, and you'll just randomly start hear two piss streams start, and we'll usually chuckle about it because it happens pretty often.
Cody, closing statements.
Anyway, um, no, yeah, I think in general, just the overall ethereal vibe of Twin Peaks, just definitely has stuck with me, and I think because of half of years of people being like, "This is great, please watch it. It's my favorite thing. Please watch this. This is amazing. Please watch this." And now I'm like, "Hey, wow, I guess this thing might be super and pretty neat, and I think I'm gonna please watch this."
Yeah.
So yeah,
It is very much a hey. Like, I hate to put it this way, it's a definition of a cult classic. It is, once you're in, you're in. You're in the cult. You go like, hey, Twin Peaks.
Twin Peaks.
It's really good. I am thoroughly glad that we dove into it, talk about it, and all that kind of stuff. It is very much a last common ancestor for a lot of pieces of great art that have come out in the last 20, 30 years. And if you want to, much in the same way that watching the 1930s King Kong will give you a greater sense of understanding for where special effects come from in cinema, watching Twin Peaks will give you greater understanding of how writing and production and that kind of stuff kind of came from in the last 30 years, if that makes sense. But yeah, Twin Peaks good.
Yeah.
more like Twin Cheeks. Am I right?
Oh, Twin Cheeks clapping it up.
And by the clap, I mean, audience, please give us a round of applause and an STD.
No.
done
Okay.
it.
Well, how about Cody? You give us the next recommendation.
Well, I could do one of two things. I could just say what I primarily want to do, or I could give you the option between two different types of media. Both are video things.
Video
Do we
games.
want video format?
Oh,
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
it could be between a show and a movie, or I could just say what I want. Which would you rather?
say what
I'd
you
rather
want.
say what you want. I'd rather dive right into your brain.
Yeah, I mean, we can do shows. We just did a show, so.
Yeah.
2D animated Clone Wars.
Oh,
Jindy
Gendy
Tartakovsky's Clone Wars.
Tartakovsky.
I'm excited.
Tartakovsky.
I'm
Sorry.
excited. I've been wanting to rewatch this for a while. I'm down.
It's
Hell yeah.
This is probably my favorite Star Wars thing that is hands down.
Cody, it's mine too.
Oh, does this mean
Good.
oh, do you just want to do the 5-minute shorts or the complete?
I prefer to watch the complete. It's simply just the 5-minute shorts together.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's just the.
I thought it also had season 2 was 50-minute episodes.
No, season 2 is
I
just
think it's just two-hour block.
Yeah,
things,
they're
isn't it?
both 2. Yeah, they're just both 2 hour. Season 2. It's weird.
Hey, we'll find it. We'll watch it. We'll watch Clone Wars. We'll see C3PO, Golden Twink.
Yeah. There's that scene. Yeah, but I'm excited.
We'll see the single greatest Mace Windu scene. Yes.
Oh yeah. Wait. Hold on. Hold your horses, Cody. We gotta save some of this for the next episode.
You're absolutely right. Oh, that's a month away. I need to get a battle droid before next month. I have to get battle droids. I'm gonna buy one right now. Fuck it, dude.
But I hope you enjoyed our brief, barely dove into discussion of Twin Peaks, mainly because if we did any more, we'd be here for hours.
Yeah, I have a thing to go to in a few minutes. So.
And I hope you will join us next time for the 2D animated Clone Wars. I am Boingo Writer. You can find me at Boingo Writer on Bluesky and /Boingo Writer on Twitch. Give the people your shit, Buster.
Hi, I'm Buster Corp. I recently just hit 2,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and if you want to hit us, help us do more cool shit on my channel, go there. Just go there to the Buster Corp channel. I'll do various analysis videos and shit. I don't know, we got a lot of fun stuff planned for the new year. It's the year of Super Sentai, so get ready for a lot of Sentai retrospectives.
Yeah. And Snowcone?
My name is Snowcone83, and I maintained 12 subscribers for probably the last decade on YouTube. And you can find me at never_robot on Instagram, or I'm pulling up my Blue Sky this time. Snowcone83.bsky.social.
Hell yeah.
So Cody's a fun guy on Blue Sky.
Oh man, fun guy.
I don't think I made a post in like 2 weeks.
Probably not. But hey,
on my birthday.
If you enjoyed this podcast, please support us on podcasting platform of your choice. Follow us there as well as on YouTube. Give us a subscribe, give us a like, and leave a comment. Tell us, what do you think about Twin Peaks? What are you excited for about the 2D Clone Wars? And I hope to see you guys next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.